Hi, my name is Miranda Raimondi and I'm applying for the Ars Electronica and CERN Collide grant. I have studied art and science for over 7 years. I studied to be a neuroscientist in college for over 2 years, got distracted and graduated in the fine arts with a specialty in video arts. I, during that time, proposed a unification between the arts and sciences, which was an incredible feat to do. I did not succeed in finalizing that thesis. However, I pursued that thesis post-graduation with a very fortunate collaboration with a former professor of mine. This professor proposed a collaboration on a project called the Selected Nebula, which featured a music counterpoint and component and harmony with visual images that were procured from the Hubble telescope and subsequently animated to both the music, the mathematics behind the music, and to scientific principles. My proposal is to create a visual and image engineering guide, catalog, manual, and if you want to call it this, a recipe book for how various visual and imaging effects were created, throughout that project. And I think this is worthwhile because it would be, well, firstly, it'd be a tremendous loss to let go of some, I think, progressive techniques that were utilized in development of the Selected Nebula at the audio and video project, and because I think that the techniques that were developed throughout that project could actually enrich the sciences or scientists. I would like to ultimately make this a marketable commodity, so I'd like this recipe book to be printed and sold as such, for perhaps specialists in the Final Cut Pro specialist possibly, or for imaging specialists, video specialists, and also for those inclined towards the sciences, if not scientists themselves. There's also a mathematical base to the work that I was able to pursue throughout all these years. I would hope that the results of my investigations might be of use in studying, how light can be altered through time, at least through one medium. And even if the medium is to some extent responsible for the product or the presentation of the product, I think that independent of the medium's constraints or influences, I think there's something fundamentally valuable about studying the actions and reactions and influences and manifestations, presentations of light. So we could go back to the theory and history of film and study the Eye of Fusicon and the Magic Lantern, or we could use Final Cut Pro as a thought experiment platform and also as a visual laboratory to study the ways and interactions of light through time and space. Well, not necessarily space, that's debatable, but really through time. And I've been fortunate enough to do that. I've been fortunate enough to study this for quite a long time, and the results of this are marketable. They can be commodified, so there's a profit that can be made from this. And that's not only monetary, but that's also theoretical. And it's both that excite me. The theory is particularly inspiring because if it's possible to supplement and enrich this project or the content and results of this project with the thoughts and theories and work from brilliant and specialized minds and brains at CERN and Ars Electronica, then I think it's also equally possible that this project might enrich those who truly pursue questions.